Trollord Games. Join the fray.
Hello, wherever and whenever you are, and welcome to a session of Off the Books. This is the different style of session that we have on a rare occasion, very rare occasion, that something comes up, something special, something that I need to jump online and talk with whoever's kicking around. And hopefully there are some people who can jump in. Do you like it? I'm going for the unicorn look, Dragon. What do you reckon? It's okay. It's pretty short at the moment. When it gets pretty long. It's always dramatic when I get it cut because it's like 2/3 of it. But it's yes. When I start hitting these Japanese door frames, that's when it's time to cut it. So yes, today we have something a bit special to talk about. As those of you keen of eye and good of memory would have noticed in the opening there, a little bit different at the start there. That's because we have some interesting things to talk about. Speak of the devil, hey Babunsky. As we are getting things rolling here with something special, something new for us here on Phoenix Iwaki, and that is a new partnership, something that we're very excited about, and we shall give you all the details. Oh, thank you, Sam. Thank you so much. Absolute legend. Good to see you. Let's go, indeed. But look, I'm all by myself. I don't know. Last time I did this, I lost my voice because I had to talk all the time. But not today, as you would have seen in our intro there, in our title. We do have a special guest joining us today. Trollord Chuck from Trollord Games is going to be joining us in just a moment, whilst I get things rolling here. Now, all of you over there already, Dragon at Rest, Papa Dragon, thank you so much. And Seb as well. Good to see you. Hey, Thamio, how you doing, my friend? Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much. Now, speaking of Babunsky and Trollord, we have someone coming in right now. So let me bring them on into the call here. Okay, so yeah, today I am joined by a special guest, and we are very happy here at Phoenix Iwaki to announce that we are going to be partnering with the wonderful, wonderful people at Trollord Games. And let the man himself give you a better insight into just what is going on and what this sudden session is all about. What are we talking about? What is going on here? And we will jump on over here. Let me bring them into the call. So, just a moment, folks. Here we go. I still got it on that one. Hello, sir. I went teeny tiny. I had the Zoom sit on the speaker view. Here we go. Let's do this one. So there we go. That's a better one. The right size there. Hello, and thank you for joining me again. Good to talk to you twice in one day for me. Different days for you.
For anything more than that,
Different days for you, but yes.
I'm just now having coffee. It's been I had a lot of work hit me in the face when I woke up this morning. I didn't get coffee now, so I'm like,
fueled and ready. Okay, so let me see how these levels are doing. Okay, so those of you who don't know, this is a new friend and someone who I had a very, very wonderful talk with yesterday, depending on where you are in the world. And I should let the man introduce himself. Would you be so kind? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I'm Chuck Cumbo. On the webs, I'm known as Babunsky. That's an old alias back when I used to stream back, years ago when I was just a small wee boy. But no, I've been with the company for about 3 years. I'm the community director. I don't know. We're a small company. We're not Watsy, or nothing big. So I'm a community director, but we handle so much stuff. There's just a few of us in the company right now internally. We run about 5 or 6 people in the office. So we have to handle a lot of hats, as you can imagine. You never know what I'm going to be doing. That's the truth. And I'm really bad about starting up projects for us. And so Steve and them, they get driven crazy because I'll come up with the project, but I have too many fires, going on, So then someone else has got to come in, help me. Why are you making this shit up for? We got other work to do.
And it's got to be an occupational hazard in something like an industry that's so focused on creativity and the imagination.
It is, because I wished I could say all we do is sit around and, like, I'm writing for him now too. I think I was telling you about that, but you think that's all we could do is just write stuff. But my goodness, man, I'm telling you what, it is crazy that I had no idea. I mean, I was in business for years. I ran a logistics company.
Right.
They ain't got shit on publishing. I this town. My goodness, you just wouldn't believe it. Just wouldn't believe. And there's just so much now with the way internet's changed and the way we process information. You've got all these platforms that you have to kind of, when I was growing up, we had the newspaper, magazines, and a phone, and maybe TV. That's it.
3 channels.
Yeah, it's like now it's like you've got all this Pandora box thing going on. It's wild, Mm-hmm. We do all right, I think, with it pretty good. We don't have like a department of 50 people or whatever to handle it, so we have to kind of do it ourselves.
Well, it looks very smooth and well handled from this end of things. So, if that's right. I hope that's good. Hey, Decimus Observant, welcome in.
Hey, Decimus, how are you, buddy? Good morning.
Okay, so here we go. Dragon at Rest has a question here already. What does Trollord Games do? We are new to TT Games, Tabletop Games, and Twitch online part of it. So,
right.
Yeah, what's the modus operandi over there? Sorry, going with Decimus's Latin.
Well, it's according to who you ask. According to the owner, we don't get much done. But no, I'm just kidding. He's a good dude. He's actually on the road right now, so I can take advantage of it. He may be watching though. I better be careful. I don't know. But we produce tabletop RPGs. We've been doing them since the 90s. We were one of the very first companies to take advantage of the D20 OGL that came out with WotC a few years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, welcome, Raiders.
Thank you. Welcome in, everyone.
Yeah, come on in.
Thank you for doing that. I didn't want to interrupt. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
Welcome in,
anyway, so we've been doing it since 90. I think our first actual product was released when the OGL was announced at Gen Con. 90, I want to say, I might be lying about this. I want to say 97. I may be wrong. And then by 2003, we had developed our own product lines. We weren't just doing D20 anymore because things were kind of changing up. 4th edition had come out, and that changed a lot of things because a lot of people wasn't really happy with it. And so a small company called Paizo that had been doing 3.5 stuff all of a sudden found themselves.
I've heard whispers about things of that company. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, they just kind of got tuned in, so they grew really big, and they became there for a little while. They were the major publisher, and then of course WotC came back with 5e, and it's been interesting ever since. Meanwhile, we just kind of stay down here, and do our thing. But we make several games. Most of our games are designed around a mechanic system that we developed back in 2001 called, maybe sooner, it was called the Siege Engine. That's what we run most of our games off of. Mm-hmm. It's a very simple check system. Our games are designed for role play, so not a lot of checks. You can have as many checks as you want. Really, it runs up to the GM how you want to do it. It doesn't matter if you're playing Amazing Adventures, Castles and Crusades, Harvesters, any of our stuff most of it's based off of that. We have a few things out there, and of course we'll publish games for other people, so that's not always a reflection of our games because they may be set off on 5e or whatever game rule system. But that's basically what we do. Exactly, Dragon, exactly. We do that. We have, since I came on board, we've expanded into the internet world. We have stuff on Fantasy Grounds. We're developing content for Old Twin and Foundry. We have stuff on Shard. And we've opened up a Twitch channel of our own. That's kind of how I got to know Phoenix here, was because I just ran into him on here because I've been on here for years streaming. I used to stream D&D and stuff all the time. And I like watching Twitch stream. Love it. And his is entertaining. So we got to talking, and here you are,
so here we are. Yeah,
I hope
indeed.
That's a pretty good run over. Now, one thing that we are known for, or we used to be known for a lot of you out there that may know who Gary Gygax is, he was one of the co-creators of Dungeons & Dragons. Well, we were his last publisher. We published his stuff for the last 10 years of his life, I think, 8-10 years before he passed away. And so a lot of the stuff that we did, like Castle Crusades and stuff, that you can't get no more because it's held up in the courts. We did all that, and it was so exciting because it was like Castle Greyhawk Reborn under Gary. He helped develop Castles Crusades with us. I mean, he's just so much influence on our company that we even named our game Castles Crusades after his gaming group.
Right? He's back in his home game, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool, pedigree, lineage, whatever you want to call it, kind of cool stuff in the back. But we are very much a modernized company, I guess you would say. We do our game feels old school, but it has very modern. Well, I shouldn't say our game. Our siege engine mechanics feel old school because you've got all this role playing stuff you can do. It's not really tied up with a lot of mechanics, but at the same time, it's modernized, so it's easy. There's not a lot to learn really. It's good.
How does going from that say then where it's like that appearance of old school, but being kind of mechanics light, more focused on the RP and stuff. Now that's what 5th edition is attempting to do, right? That's their kind of like their goal, their stated goal is to pull back on some of the stuff of earlier editions and make it more accessible in that way. Do you think they've done a good job of that? And
I think they've went over the top on it.
Right.
I mean, personally, not speaking for the company, for me personally, I think it's great, but I also feel like that, man, they have really went way overboard. Like sometimes I get a little lost with everything now, that's happening, because I started playing in '76, and the rules have pretty much been the same up till a few years ago. I mean, of course, obviously they've been different with editions, but I'm just saying like basic stuff, like races and stuff. They've been doing a lot of changes with your legacy and stuff on that, and also open up accessibility, which of course, making something accessible to the world is a wonderful thing, I think. And I think especially when it's something like entertainment, like gaming.
Absolutely.
Why would you not?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly.
We've been looking and trying to fix our PDFs, and I don't know if we'll be able to pull it off right. We might, but we've got, what is this, 22? We've got, 25 years worth of gaming material that we have to go back and fix. We don't know if we can afford to do that or not. Right. But we've been looking at fixing our PDFs to be more accessible for the blind and for people that have like vision impairment and stuff.
Okay. Oh, great.
Because people are using PDFs more than they ever have. I mean, they still buy the books. People are always buy books. They'll always buy these and look through them and everything else. But I can guarantee you, I've probably got more PDFs of our stuff than I do books. Honestly.
Okay.
I've been buying stuff for years, but it's just too easy. You throw it on your phone and you go.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so speaking of new things that you can populate your bookshelf with, one of the reasons that Chuck's joining us today is because right now we are in the last week already, so we're getting to this late, so jump on this while you can. Up until the end of this week, they have a Kickstarter, which is live at the moment. And let me just bring us over to a different window here. All right, so yes, here we are, folks. This is the Kickstarter that is up and live at the moment. Streamlabs was very on point there and has dropped a link for us already there. So we do the official line here. The smouldering remnants of evil lies within the shattered ruins of Austrag. There the undying war is born again. Live on Kickstarter, 5th edition adventure path, the A-Series Reborn. New maps, new arts, all in one giant hardbound book. Pledge today. So yes, please, folks, if you like yourself some excellent adventure and some grand sweeping themes and fantastic locations, I've seen some of the art from this already and it's just stunning. This is live right now. Crimson Rockstar, hello, Fane. How are you doing? So, yes, that is going up live right now. So, fully backed, so you're going to get what you're paying for. It's definitely going to be coming on its way to you. Apart from that official line there, of course, without any spoilers, what kind of themes are we dealing with and stuff with the adventure here?
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about it. There's probably a lot there listed on the page. Steve's worked that thing. These guys have been doing Kickstarters for a long time. Like I said, I've been friends with them for a long time, but just worked for 3 years. Mm-hmm. But I think this is our 40th or maybe 39th Kickstarter successful. I mean, we have very good, strong Kickstarters because they've just learned how to work it. They don't go too crazy. We used to have like pencils and all that stuff, but that gets kind of unwieldy when you're trying to ship all that stuff. True. And at the end of the day, people just want to get what they get on Kickstarter. Kickstarter can be a little bit of a gamble. I've been on there for years getting dice and whatnot. You know how it is,
mm-hmm.
But as far as the Undying War goes, so this is an interesting storyline. So to give you a little rundown in the world of Aird, you care if I drop a link in the channel, John?
Please be my guest. Hey, Rolljax, how you doing? Welcome in. And Ultra Magnus as well. Welcome in. Praising the new covers for the CNC books.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were looking at those before. Absolutely gorgeous. And Thamior is going to pledge. Thank you, Thamior.
Nice. Thank you, Famio. That's awesome.
Yeah, a good friend of the channel over there in the Netherlands.
Now, this is a link to. This is just a link to our
Joe
website
Embley.
to where we have this. So you guys can just pull this up really quick and look at the map real quick so you understand. So we have that. We do our stuff's. It's old school stuff as far as like I was going to explain that earlier about feel. Stephen Davis, who write the majority of our stuff, I write a little bit, and some other writers do. They come from a Tolkien background, so all of our adventures are like really. They're big. They've got a lot of writing in them, a lot of story content. And a lot of people don't necessarily want to do that in a one shot, but if you're running a campaign or adventure, or even if you just want good material, that's the hang up on it. It's good. This series here that we're doing the Kickstarter on, it's based in Aired. And I just about posted that in somebody else's Twitch channel. I got to get off of that. I was watching Dread.
Yeah, Dread's live at the moment, eh? Yeah.
Anyway, that's a link
News.
to the static for World of Arid, and you can see a map up there. But so basically, this world was covered in darkness for over 1,000 years by the horned god known as Unklar, a very evil dude, right?
Yep.
He eventually got taken down. So in this A series, which is kind of brings you up to the current timeline in the World of Arid, which has got about 40,000 years worth of history, I think.
Wow.
Actually, if you dig deep enough, this is a little fun fact that people don't always find out.
Oh, yes.
Is that it's actually Venus in the future. If that's mind-blowing or whatever, I don't know. Somehow the chronology matches up. I don't know.
Nice.
That was something they did back in the early 2000s, and I didn't know about it until recently. Steve mentioned, I'm like, what are you going on about? And he's like, oh, did you know? I'm like, no, how would I know?
That's amazing.
So there's that weirdness there. Because we may throw that into our. We have a post-apocalyptic thing we're working on for our Star Siege game, which is science fiction. We may do something with that. That would be interesting. on Venus.
We love those things. Like one of our campaigns is Chicenta's Tyranny, which is coming soon from CZRPG, and that's based right. And Chicenta is all the Greek and Egyptian pantheons, because the ancient civilization that was there built portals and brought Egyptians and Greeks from Earth.
Nice, very cool.
So, we love those connections. And one of my players, Canadian friend Marin, who was in one of our streams over the weekend, over the last week for the charity games. She was in a game where she was helping Mordenkainen come back from a traumatic experience he had in Ravenloft, shall we say? And then I messaged her at one point, and she was just in the airport, like traveling, and so we had this little message back and forth where she met Mordenkainen in the airport because he was going to visit Ed Greenwood. That's apparently why Ed Greenwood knows so much about the Forgotten Realms, because Elminster and Mordenkainen visited him in Canada. So, and my friend Marin's from Canada. So Mordenkainen was in the airport. They used the boarding gates to mask their portal travel. Just like they're coming out from an airplane, right? And the problem is Mordenkainen made eye contact with her, recognized that she was the player of the character he'd met in Faerun, and then just legged it because he didn't want the universe to break. Sorry, little aside there. This is the beautiful map of Venus's future. That's a great little tidbit there. I love that. Thank you.
Well, I thought it was interesting. I didn't. When he told me that, I was like, "What is he talking about?" And then I realized that they actually had come up with that craziness.
That's incredible.
Which was neat,
Yeah. And sorry, speaking of Marin and the charity thing, the reason I do have that donation tracker still up there at the top of the screen is just to say a massive thank you to everyone who's here in chat who joined us over the last week, Chuck included. Thank you so much for your support as well. Look at that, everyone. $10,150 was the grand total. They finished up this morning, Japanese time, Sunday evening. Reed and everyone over at the Games Tavern asked me to pass on to all of you just how moved, how blown away, and how thankful they are that you did this amazing thing. Just the generosity, the Tarasques dropped on random groups of players, all of the amazing things that happened, everything that was over here. Thank you for supporting both what we did here on Phoenix Ueki and all of the other streams. The Games Tavern, the Superior Adventurers Guild, and Fried Dice Paradise, all of them were just blown away by everyone's generosity and support, and all of that is going to No Kid Hungry, and it's going to make a huge difference to a lot of people who need that support. So thank you so much. And
that was absolutely wonderful. I think that's amazing.
Incredible.
Charities, we love charities. We do them all the time because it just, that's the spirit of just being a good human, let alone being an awesome gamer. I mean, gamers are some of the best people I know because they're just so giving, and they want to just be imaginative and have fun and not let things just get you down. That's why I love gaming so much. I think I'll probably, when I die, I think I'm going to have them bury me with a set of dice. Well, I was going to get cremated. I know. I'll have the dice in with the. Is that getting too much? Am I getting way off? Am I getting dark now? I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I'm going to have some dice with me when I die,
Keep the dice rolling.
It turns out that there's like a whole nother dimension I'm gonna go to. I want to have my dice with me, right?
Absolutely, yes.
But
if you're lucky, you'll find someone that doesn't have a D20 system. You're like, oh, guys, I got something to teach you.
Yes, that's right. I got something neat to teach you guys.
Hey, well, our first one-shot roulette game for the charity stream ended up in Theros, and they ended up bargaining with the god of death and like the ferryman and all kinds of things, and there was some dice games involved there as well.
Right. That's awesome.
Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Lee, good to see you. Daisy, hey, Bolly, good to see you again, my friend. A D20-shaped urn has been suggested here by Bolly. That could work.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, that's a brilliant idea. I should remember that. I got to write that down. That's exactly. Oh my gosh, I am really writing that down. That is amazing. Yes, D20 urn. That is all. I'm all up in that. Maybe I'll have a troll holding it up or something. I don't know. Now we're getting crazy.
Very specifically asked for the the lid has to be the 20 or the 1, depending how you. I don't know.
Well, with me, it would probably be a 1. That would probably be a good dignifier of my life. That's
if you go out in a stupid accident, make it a natural 1. I guess.
Ooh, they're going even crazier now. Let's take the ashes and actually put them in a resin.
You can do that. That's the
Well, you can do that. I've seen people do that with like their dogs and their cats and stuff too. They've done like.
Really?
My wife would freak out. She would freak.
If something comes sailing from the kitchen behind you, it's like
my word.
Hucked at you.
I tell you what, man, that would be funny. So we've managed. I can tell John's a lot like me. We're gonna go off on tangents. So you just guys need to be prepared for this.
Come back here to the Kickstarter. Here we go.
Right. So back to today's series. So the world of Air was covered in darkness, and so what this adventure path is, right now we have in print in CNC A0 through A17. I think. Let me look on the store here and see, because I don't want to lie, but I think the 5th edition version goes up to it might be A17 too. I'm not sure. Let me just type let me get a 5e and stuff here real quick, because I kind of want to know the answer to this question, because somebody asked me the other day and I was like, well, I don't know 100%. So let's see. A series, here we go. A series is, let's see here, get to where I'm going on it. Oh, I forgot. I can't go this way. I have to come in the back end. We'll do just a second. No problem. Because I didn't want to know the answer before I misquote. We wouldn't want that to happen.
I think you're dragging it wrist. Yeah, everyone, there's the link over there in chat. Everyone, do jump on over there. I already see that number of backers has changed. I hope that was one of us.
I hope it was too. That's awesome. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, here's the thing about it. Let me just tell you what the deal is. So the A series goes up through A17. It may up through A17 on 5th edition. I'll have to look and see. They've got the story down right now because of the Kickstarter. Because what we're doing is Steve and Davis and them are going in, and these adventures 01 or A0 through A13 are being kind of rewritten. They're not really being written, but they're being added to. Okay. Because originally there were separate adventures that led along a story path. Okay. It wasn't like nowadays these companies like WotC and Paizo and even us have got these adventure paths that come out where you can do level 1 or whatever to level 15 or whatever. So these weren't designed. These were written back in the early 2000s. So they weren't designed for that. So they have to go back in, add a little content, fix the art, do this, do that. We have to fix some of the monsters and fix the stat blocks right for 5e and that kind of stuff. Well, that brought a little bit of new content in that we didn't have before in anyway, which is awesome. And I've only ran like the first couple of the A series. I hadn't really delved into it. I've done all the other stuff like the C series and some other stuff. And I absolutely started reading it and I was just like blown away by the storyline because what it is, there's this guy. This is so cool. So there's this guy named Coburg. Okay, I don't know if you have Coburg. You can show Coburg, but it doesn't matter. You can probably scroll down on the Kickstarter and see his picture. But okay. Anyway, he was a low lieutenant for Unclar, the Horned God. Right. So when Unclar gets beaten down by I forget the group that took him down, adventure group. It was something, the something of light or something. Anyway, when they defeated him, Coburg basically stepped into the spotlight. He tried to take over. He's trying to rebuild this empire, right? So he sits in the throne room. He sits next to the throne. He won't get on the throne because he's terrified that if he does, something will happen. Unclar will come back or something, right? He's trying to convince all the old minions there around Offstrag. That's where he's at in Offstrag. They're trying to show all the minions, hey, you know, I'm basically taking over for Unclar. I'm his chosen, and blah blah blah. Right. Well, unbeknownst to the campaign, to the players, all this is going on. When they start in A0, they just out adventuring. I think A0 they're fighting. I don't remember, fighting some goblins or something. It's no big deal, but eventually that leads them to the gates of Offstrag. A13 is where they will enter this great citadel that Unclar lived in, and it's like a 20-mile high tower. It goes into the ground.
Yeah, we have the pictures right here. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, think of like in D&D, think of Undermountain. Gigantic levels, you know, with all these crazy things going on. Some of the levels are just pure torture, like it's right out of hell. You know, it's really, really evil stuff, right? They got dragons flying around, you know. So the ideal is by the time you hit that, you're around 12th level or so, right? And then, but here's what I didn't know. I asked him the other day. I said, so where does this stop at? I know it's supposed to go to A20. He goes, oh no, it ends at A35. There's like 35 chapters of this story if you want to play the whole thing. Now the Kickstarter is just up to 13, because Offstrag is a whole nother storyline really built into it, because that place is filled with nefarious evil. It's a huge dungeon crawl, so it's a completely different thing. And you know, it's its own animal, you know. Yeah. But anyway, I'm
raise a glass here to Lee over there in chat has backed. Thank you, Lee.
Thank you, Hawk. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. We appreciate that. Yeah, awesome. Anyway, so that's basically the premise behind it. You start off as an adventure group at low level, first level typically, and then you just go through the path, and eventually you will start fighting his own. I think by about A4, probably the fourth adventure, or the fourth chapter, I should say, in the book, you start encountering the minions of Coburg, and then that's when you start realizing, wait, there's some shit going on. You know? And then it just gets worse and worse, and then eventually you got to fight this guy. And that's what I told Steve. I said, so what happens when you defeat him? He goes, well, that's only like A13 or 14. We've still got, 15 more chapters. I was like, oh, so there's a lot more going on than just Coburg, but that's amazing. The initial part of this first leg of this giant adventure path.
I got the Coburg art up here. It's an amazing piece. Just so evocative.
And you know what's interesting? There's a love story embedded into this too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a book on the website called Coburg and the Water Lily. It talks about, he basically falls in love with this girl, and she kind of refutes him. So part of his drive to become the ruler over these lands again is to bring her back into his arms.
There we go.
He's got sort of a mad kind of thing going on there, you know. I mean, he sits in the chair all day and commands armies and stuff, but he won't get in the big chair. He just kind of sits over and looks at it. He's got some issues. He's got a few things going on.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's so good. Welcome in, Mac. Good to see you. Okay, so yes, there we go, folks. This is the incredible Kickstarter. So, sorry, say again. This Kickstarter that's live at the moment is a 0 to 13.
That's right. Okay, absolutely. That's where it stops. It stops right at the gates. So, like I said, that's a whole nother, thing. Yeah, like I said, I played like the first 2 or 3. Now, I think Phoenix here is going to run a one-shot Friday, right?
Indeed, I am. Yes, that's what I was about to get to. Folks, right here on this channel, on this Friday, coming up at the end of the week, we are going to be giving you a sneak peek into one of these parts of this Kickstarter's adventure series here. A fascinating little glimpse of all of the amazing things that are lurking within the depths of this amazing adventure path. And we are going to be joined by some rather special guests that I know a lot of you will be familiar with. Shall we start here, perhaps? Boop. It's AJ Winters, the fabulous AJ Winters of Winter's Tales will be joining us. It's been a while since she was on the channel. She joined us last summer for our miniature summer campaign when we played through the Snout of Omgar down there on the island of the Turtles off the coast of Chult. An absolutely wonderful creative being and a fantastic role player, and we are delighted to have AJ back on the channel. And this is kind of going to be, those of you who've been with us for a while will remember the fabulous Antipodean All-Stars one-shot that we had. And this is going to be kind of Antipodean All-Stars Part 2, because not only do we have AJ Winters, but there's another fellow, I believe in the same city as AJ, goes by the name of Dead Aussie Gamer. Michael, the Dead Aussie Gamer, will also be joining us on Friday,
awesome.
which is going to be incredible. Always welcome here on the channel. There's so much to support us. Joined us for the madness, and thank all of you that did as well. Joined us for the madness that was One Shot Roulette on Saturday, Friday, depending where you are, as we played with Dead Aussie Gamer, Quincy's Tavern, and Perception Studio with those very special felted friends of ours. An absolute madcap joy of a session. And yeah, everyone warned me. Michael himself warned me. He's like, "What, John? What are you doing? Putting us all in the same session?" But it was fantastic. It was so good. And speaking of Antipodean All-Stars, AJ Winters, Dead Aussie Gamer, is there another force of nature, creative, fabulous person that we know down there in Australia? I think we're done. I think we're done with the West Coast. We need to jump over to the East Coast. Dreaded GM, of course, will also be joining us. Look at that! Talking about the triumvirate of spectacular Australian creative folks. Oh yeah, you got it, Thamio. Well done. you know. Yes, indeed. So we have these three wonderful Australian friends of ours, and they will be joining us for this one shot. And we are going to have another as well, but I don't want to spill all of the beans right away. So I'm going to keep that one close to the chest for a little while. But we have these three already, and we are going to be joined by a fourth, potentially a fifth as well. So we're just, this is all happening very excitedly, and throwing these things together and all these things. And I got to say, Chuck, all of them were really excited to play this. So,
good.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked. We've been hanging out and talking for the past year around everybody. Because ever since I came on, that's part of my job, and that's what I do is network. Because we know, like I was telling you, we're not ever going to be, this massive company that's global or whatever. And we don't really want to. We're just simple folks. So it's better for us just to get out there and meet people and network and make the game better for everybody. That's all we want to do, and have fun. So I'm having fun. I'm retired and I'm having fun, Exactly. And I mean, and it's so great to meet all of these wonderful people. And like you were saying before about how just the TTRPG space is full of all these amazing, generous people and all these nice. The gaming community is the best. Yeah, it's like my example, and I understand that my luck in this and the fortuitous situation I'm in this, but everyone talks about how toxic and horrible Twitter is, but it's not my experience at all, because my entirety of my Twitter experience is all the gaming people. And it's funny you mention that. Honestly, most people hate Twitter, right? Because it's a cesspool and whatnot, right? And they don't like Facebook, and I get all that totally. One thing I've come across is, I want to throw this theory out. This has nothing to do with gaming, by the way, so just bear with me as we go on another tangent.
Sorry, Thamio,
I want your opinion about this.
Thamio, just give me a shout there. We have more backers already. We got 4 backers already.
Oh, wonderful!
653 already.
Thank you so much, everyone.
That's amazing.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hey, good news.
Yeah, that's really how we run our companies, off Kickstarters. We don't make billions of dollars, so it's important to us to be successful, so we put out good products and also, survive, But anyway. What I was wanting to ask you this is a theory I have. So for Facebook, right? Mm-hmm. For an example, I have tons of drama that gets on there. I see it all the time. But then it occurred to me one day, I don't see it on Twitter at all. It was like, oh, Twitter's terrible. But then I realized there was a difference. On Facebook, I have all my cousins, I have all my family, I have their friends, and it goes on, right? So I'm open up to all this feed, right?
Yep.
Whereas on Twitter, I've merely followed people that have game. So my Twitter is like a peaceful land. I don't have any politics. It's wonderful. I don't never have anything. So it's kind of like Twitch. I just follow people that put out good content and mostly gaming. And I never had to deal with all that craziness,
Right. Yeah. You're kind of lucky with that, where you really get to cultivate it and, pick and choose what you see, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. I'm very, very fortunate with the circle of people that, flapping their little Twittery wings around my neck of the woods, at least.
Sure.
It's absolutely. But yes, I think it is going to be an enjoyable glimpse into the Undying War, which is that's a strange sentence. An enjoyable glimpse into the Undying War. But yes, definitely enjoyed us for that.
I'm not sure if he put that up on Kickstarter yet or not. We talked about last. We've been having a hard time getting our VTT stuff on there because it's difficult to negotiate. You have to negotiate with other companies and all that kind of stuff. And I think last night, let me look. We talked about this. I don't know. Currently, we have VTT for Shard.
Hey, Ranger.
We have a lot of our stuff. Most of our stuff is on Fantasy Grounds, but we've been trying to negotiate that. And I think.
Ranger, are you captioning the Twitter picture? The Kickstarter picture.
Ranger Harley.
So, I want my $2.
Yeah, I'm looking on here. I don't see it right yet, but I think we're going to we're going to actually have a new pledge for Fantasy Grounds on there too.
Thank you, Dragon.
The problem is trying to figure out a way to do it to where it's not too expensive for the backers. Because here's the thing: if you do a Kickstarter, you want people to be able to get a little bit of discount. So later on when it comes out, it's not the same price. Right. It doesn't really make much sense, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the problem with that whole deal. When you're dealing with other third-party companies that are involved, then you got to worry about percentages and all that stuff because we don't want to end up putting it up there as a stretch goal or an add-on or whatever. I think it's an add-on is what we did. Let me look in the add-ons. But because the problem is you could end up losing a lot of money doing it that way if you're not careful. We still have to give them their percentage on anything we do.
Right.
And they're not. A lot of companies don't really want to. They don't care about. They'll work with you some, but it's interesting, So we have to be very careful. So basically, is the way to put it.
Absolutely, yeah. So I was going to scroll down and show it to people, but I got distracted by this bandit art again.
Oh, I know, isn't that great? Yeah, that's a scene that I think's in A2 that you're going to be running Friday. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's why that art came from. I think that was from Zoe. We've got so much good art coming out and down the pipe now. It's just like our new covers, like this Castle Keepers for the DM's Guide, the tribute. Let's look at that, man. That's insane.
Yes. Yeah.
I wish I could have do art like that. That's fantastic. It looks just like it's like the old it's like this one here, That's our tribute cover.
Oh, yes.
So it's different, but it's still kind of cool. It's got the same the sea of lava in the back and all that stuff. You can see all that.
Oh, nice.
These new covers, man, are just we can't keep them in stock. It's so beautiful. What I want to do is get off. We have a merch store through Noble Dwarf Games, and I was going to tell you about that later. But anyway, we have all of our art on canvases on there, and I want to get that on the wall, man. So bad I can't stand it.
Imagine that'd be so beautiful on the wall. Yeah, yeah.
I love art. Here we go. Get distracted.
Okay, so all anyone who's really interested to hear more about the story, the whole story is laid out on here, without spoilers, I assume. To letting you
it's an overview for sure. It's a good one.
Hey, Ultra Magnus saying Zoe's awesome. That sounds like you found yourself an excellent artist. Isn't it? So you're so lucky when you do that. Like, let me just do a quick.
We met her at Gen Con.
Right.
Okay? This is no lie. How old is she? She's been doing art for us for probably about 7 or 8 years. We met her when she was 16. She came up to our booth.
Amazing.
And we were like,
there's some such, I mean, I'm a teacher in Japan, and some of my students, just the stuff they can sketch. Yeah. Oh, incredible.
Yeah, I thought I was an artist growing up. I'm not an artist.
It's definitely a talent. If you've got it, it's just so amazing. Let me just do a quick shout out here. This is our favorite artist, the fabulous Emma City Art. I don't know if I've officially announced this. I don't know if this is going to be a reveal here, but I have made the executive decision over here at Phoenix Iwaki to make Emma our sole character artist for our various campaigns. So
very nice.
All of you,
I've always loved that. Of course, we run campaigns on our channel, and I run games and stuff, but I've never been able to get to the point where I had somebody doing the art for the players. I think that's really cool. Now, I will say this much: I run a lot of CNC, so it's like I was telling you last night. It's not unheard of to die quite a bit. Okay, right. Because it's just a different kind of game. You can't be murder hoboing, right? So I typically tell people if they're going to do a huge backstory or they want to do art, give it a few levels first. Wait till your second or third level so you see how the character's going to pan out, because you never know, and you don't want to a bunch of money and time,
It's I can see the nervousness on that end. We've definitely, like, the original plan was to go like a different artist every campaign, and so far we've done that, and it's been fun. But I did break the rule for Emma already, and then she did our Curse of Strahd, the Rime with the Frost Maiden, and now the Barovia and Beyond, which is continuing after the Curse of Strahd campaign in the homebrew stuff that we're doing.
Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be so much fun.
And she's so good, and we love her stuff there. So everyone, there's her link over there on Twitter. Please do give them a look, but don't make them too busy. We do want to ask them to do stuff for us. So clog up their commissions queue, please.
Right.
But yeah,
I see it now. Yeah, I found it on here. They put Fantasy Grounds in as an add-on last night, so it's an add-on, which is good.
So
well, it's $40, and I'm telling you what, if you were to buy those adventures all by themselves at $10 a pop,
right?
Even just the first 13 would be $130.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And I think the book's going to retail for like I don't remember what it's going to retail for now. It'll be probably for about a little more than 40 is my guess, and it'll have like well, we've got a guy that's absolutely doing all the maps and all the adventures. I mean, you should see him. I should have sent you a sample of one of those. I'm telling you what, there might be one on the Kickstarter. He may have put something down to there.
Okay, I'll keep looking. There's a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah, because I know we like art, but I tell you what, this guy.
Which town is this? This town's beautiful.
Which one? I should watch your screen
on the stream. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, that right there is
It's Blacktooth Ridge.
What is the name of that town? I'm sorry.
Buckenberg.
No, that right there is actually, if you want to get specific about it, that is known as. And why don't I have that picture in here? Interesting. Which computer am I?
That's right, yeah, Famio, I remember. Yeah, you had that beautiful commission done by Emma. Thank you for sharing that on the Discord. That was awesome.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah,
it sounds like I'm going to creep and look at that. So
definitely. Yeah, it's beautiful stuff. And everyone, thank you for the follows and stuff as well. And if you have followed us, we will be sending you a followers Discord invite once we're offline later. Please keep an eye on your Twitch Whispers for that, and welcome in. It'd be good to hang out.
That right there is. Yeah, that's Bottenberg, like you said.
Oh,
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I was looking at because the actual name of the file, I don't know what's going on here with that, but it's Hamlet, which is, everybody knows, Hamlet's like one of the first original adventures for D&D. So I don't.
The Borderlands, right? The Keep on the Borderlands.
Yeah. So I'm not real sure what that's about. Maybe they were using that for inspiration or something. I thought that was interesting. I saw that. But,
Decimus,
thank
you.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I've heard about. I haven't played those old school ones, but I've heard.
We're gonna have to run you through something. That's my favorite. I mean, I love our stuff. Don't get me wrong, but I am so attached to what I grew up with. It's terrible. And see, our game, the Siege engine for CNC.
So good.
Like I was telling you last night, you could take. Like right now, I have a group on Sundays that is it. They don't know this, and I don't think they're watching. It's too early for them. They're young, so they're getting ready to have a shipwreck on this island right here, the Isle of Dread. Okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the only conversion I have to do with CNC is I just basically open it up. I don't have to do anything because our game's so rules light that I can convert on the fly. I love it.
I've heard about that on the base level because
this
recently
is a wonderful adventure.
The fantastic Sean Morin and Tessa did their run through of old school adventures and how they would convert them into 5th edition.
Yeah,
and they did the Dreaded Isle, and they did the Keep on the Borderlands, and all those bits, all those amazing,
that's good.
Legendary names. Absolutely.
Yeah. Now on the Kickstarter, I think we keep getting off. I'm sure the crowd's like, these guys can't stay on track of nothing. But
here we go. I found a map.
Did you find it? Okay.
There we go.
I managed to actually put the stream down.
I like that style.
Yeah, so that map is from one of our new mappers, Bill Edmonds, and he's hand drawn that. And I'm telling you what, those maps are just, they're wonderful. I'm so excited about them. And so he's doing the whole series right now, A0 through 13. He's working on them. I think he's about halfway through because it takes a while. But they're going to be brand new maps for the adventures, and of course, brand new maps for VTT, which everybody loves. And they'll be printable maps. So if you want to print them out, put them on your table and use minis, absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Yeah, they're hand drawn. He blew us away. We love it. So we've been trying to figure out how to replicate it, but the problem is we haven't been able to figure out how to clone Bill. We need Bill to be cloned so we can redo all of our maps, but we'll see what happens.
Yes, I know that feeling. I know that feeling. I do have the distinct urge to run more than the 7 campaigns a week I already am. But it's like,
I know. We were talking about that last night. You're where I used to be, and if I hadn't got this job, I would still be. And it gets kind of crazy sometimes. I don't know about you, but I've got to where I can't hardly even do like a bi-weekly game anymore. It's impossible because I just can't remember with all the other games going on. And then I've got one, because if you run a bi-weekly game and then you miss a session, then you're out a month, you know? It's like...
True. Yep, so. Yep. Hey, welcome back. I think, I'm hanging in there at the moment. We'll see how we go. But we do have some other exciting things coming up on the channel as well. We've got, speaking of having AJ in our summer campaign last year, we do have another summer miniature campaign coming up, starting soon, which we're very excited to announce. I think actually I can actually announce who our players are for that, so we haven't announced that anywhere yet. We are going to be joined by Patch of Quest Junkies UK, the fabulous girls game Vicky, who was originally with Sirenscape and is off doing her own thing at the moment, and the fantastic streamer, usually a gaming streamer, but the fabulous Talia is going to be joining us as well. And someone whose art people recognize, the artist for our Candlekeep Mysteries crew, Kaz the DM, a fantastic person and role player, is also going to be joining us for that. So we have, as we've had our Antipodean All Stars, now we're going for the British All Stars as well. A full Brits party there. And we're looking forward to starting that in summer. So keep your eyes open for more news about that, everybody. So here we have our different pledge levels. Okay, so we've got our just the $10 support one there. Then just $19 just for the digital. I mean, come on, you got to make a profit, guys. Come on, that's amazing.
Well, we wanted to have one level that was affordable for most people, you know, because digital, that way you get it. And that way, if you get it and you've paid $20 and it sucks, you can say, I'm not buying the books, you know. But if you're like me, you end up buying all of them. I'm terrible about it. I tell you what, I'm terrible. I get it. I guess we probably all do that. We all have shelves of books on. So yeah.
Yeah, it's doing a bit as we get these things. So yeah, we got 19 for the digital stuff there. Here's an interesting option: just the maps.
And they're worth it. I'm telling you, and it'll be. I can't even begin to tell you how many maps that would be, because for all 14 of those adventures in that whole book, man, that's a lot of maps. I mean, some of those adventures have got 4 and 5 maps in them. So you figure there's probably over 100 maps, easy, probably.
That's print and digital, so it's both versions.
That's right. You get
nice.
both,
yeah, that's awesome. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's an option for people who are just looking to pick up maps, you know. And the maps will have different versions. They'll have numbered and non-numbered and all that kind of stuff. So you can have player maps too. So, you know.
Absolutely. And we got the print and digital tier here for 60. And again, just really reasonable for an adventure of this length and this scope. It's just amazing. And you say, what is each adventure part of it a level? So is it up to 13th level?
So that's a good question, because we don't do milestone, but milestone's the thing that 5. Now I do milestone. I'll let a little secret out here. 2 things that I took away from 5e that I absolutely loved was the milestones, and I liked the way that spell slots worked. Okay, and so I kind of incorporated both those into my game, homebrew wise, right? Because CNC's flexible, you can do that kind of stuff. So. But what's interesting about it is a lot of my players from that I grew up with, a lot of my old buddies and stuff, they've been clamoring wanting XP points. I've got to the point where I just don't have time to do all that. It can really weigh things down. So you either got to spend a massive amount of prep work ahead of time. And if you've got more than 2 or 3 games a week, you're really getting into problems. Then, like, can you imagine, like you know? So it eats up time. So I thought to myself, they want experience, I want milestone. So I ended up coming up with a chart that allows me to do milestone on my end, but they get experience points every session. Everybody's happy, you know? There you go. But anyway, to answer your question with this one, yes, it's milestone. So what we've done is, originally, Steve was thinking like you did, so each adventure is a level. But that's not the case, because
35
those were written, those were written for experience points. They weren't written for milestone.
I see.
So actually, if I'm not mistaken, you could say that generally, because I think you end up being 12th or 13th level by the end of the final one. Okay. But I do know for a fact that some of them, their milestones are inside the adventure, not at the end. So yeah, there's going to be some leveling in the middle of
some of them are a little staggered.
chapters. Yeah, because it's all chapters. I have to get away from the habit of calling them adventures now because this is a book, so it's all chapters.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, that's a good deal then, definitely. Moving on here, the higher pledges, we have the complete digital tier. So this has some other products mixed in as well. So the Barakian Coast, what's that?
Oh yeah, the Barakian Coast. So that's a huge. So we have these books on our website. They're basically codexes or environs of different areas of our world, right? Think of them as almost like gazetteers, right? So we're doing one for the Barakian Coast, which is all along the bottom right-hand side where this all takes place at along the coast there. That area's never really been in a gazetteer form. So Steve's writing a whole book about it. Talks about the environment, the creatures that live there, domestic and of course monstrous, and just organizations and all that kind of stuff in that area.
Awesome. Which part of the map are we talking about here?
Oh, now he's going to get us off course. All right. So what you want to do on that website? If I should have probably logged into our World Amble. We have a World Amble. Our World Amble site's got like major immersion into it because we've developed it for 2.5 years now. So it's got a lot of cool stuff. But
fantastic.
Let's do this.
I know our good friends Dead Aussie Gamer and Dreaded GM will be coming right out of a game with Janet. And into our one shot on Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Her and Demetrius are a hoot. They're great people.
Yeah, wonderful.
Good people over there. We've been on there for a long time. That was one of my first projects because I thought at the time they were debating on maybe doing some VTT integration, and so of course we wanted to have that too. They've stuck more with the whole world building, which I think is fantastic, and it's one of the best world building sites out there. Now, there's a lot of cool ones, but we just had to pick one, and we chose them. It's worked out rather well.
Absolutely.
Let me find.
Grindelwolf thinks it's the southeast area.
Yeah, but he's probably right. He knows it a lot better. Now, Grindelwolf's one of our regulars in the chats, and also in Discord. He's been hanging around for a while.
Good to see you, Grindelwolf. Welcome over. Welcome over.
Dimensional person.
Thank you for joining us today, Grindelwolf.
That's right. So why am I not seeing the world of air? Because I know that I posted that to you.
I see.
Right?
There's the Green Sea, Atlanti, Koth, the Odin Ocean.
Here, let's do this. I'm gonna take you to a different spot there on that page. So let's do this. Go down to. Is it not going to be there? It's not going to be there. That's great. I tell you what. Can I share my screen?
I haven't got Zoom captured as a window.
Okay, that's fine.
I think, but if I just throw us back to just the Zoom window, that should work. So let's give it a try.
I'm gonna go over to the World Amble and try to get me a separate window here for it.
Yeah, bear with us, folks.
That way you can see.
Get this as best as possible.
This is turned into a World of Aired stream. That's great.
But
I mean, it's important for people to understand, what we're talking about, right?
Exactly. Yeah, people want to know the setting as well, right? And but whilst we're setting that up, do you think? I mean, is this easily kind of portable into other settings as well?
Completely. Now, I will warn people that again, Steve and Davis and a lot of us they're very literary, so there is a lot of lore here. There's not just a little bit. There is a lot of lore.
We like some lore around here, don't worry.
Right here is the Codex of Aird, okay? And this is just a general overview of the world.
Wow, okay.
And then we have these separate books, for the different environs. You know what I mean? Like we've got one for the Darkenfold, which is massive forest, and we've got one for Gelderland and all these different places. Right?
Beautiful.
Really cool. Yeah, so let's see here. Let me do this. I'm going to go to Zoom.
Right, Tamio? No complaints around here. No complaints.
Somehow. Oh, I forgot I have...
Damn straight, Dragon at rest. Okay. So yeah, we're getting all the information here today. It's great.
I'm a little confused. Oh, I see what happened. Zoom. I'm in so many different programs. I can't find what I'm doing half the time.
No problem.
And I realized he went down to the little small window, and I couldn't find it. I was like,
I got you.
All right, here we go. Let me try to.
I see, Grindelwolf. Yeah, that's the best way, right?
How do you share your
all
screen?
The lore, but the details are blurred and adaptable to fit into any setting. I mean, people on the channel here will know that's what we love to do. I mean, we have the wonderful people over at Hit Point Press. Their Humblewood stuff is.
That's good stuff too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's in Sword Coast.
You have disabled participant screen sharing.
Oh, look at me! What am I doing? That's how rude.
He is oppressing me.
How rude!
Oppressor!
Help! I've been repressed. Here we go.
I'm really impressed.
It was. Sorry if this shows up on the screen, everybody. Who can share? All participants. There we go. That should do it.
All right, now I'm going to pick.
Sorry if that showed up, everyone.
Wow. Okay, we're going to pick screen one.
Yeah, right, Lee? Definitely.
There we go. We don't need to.
Everyone.
How's that look? Does that look okay?
Yes. Yeah, perfect.
I can't see the screen just yet because I've still got.
You kind of. Hang on, we're getting all your tabs as well.
Oh, that's all right.
I can crop them out.
Yeah, I stay very busy, so don't worry about that. That's the way it is.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't know if so anyway, so this is the World of Arid, and I went to this. I literally went here instead of World of Am. Good Lord, Chuck. Let's go to World Am. Here we go. And we're gonna go to AHRD. So the spelling is AIHRDE. Interesting fact about that. It used to be called Erde, ERDE.
Mm-hmm.
And which Steve grew up on a military base. He grew up on a military base in Germany, right? And when he was in the military, guess where he stayed? In Germany, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of Germanic influences going on.
Oh, okay.
Well, Erde, A-E-R-D-E, means world. So in effect, we had the world of world.
The world of world.
So we had German people coming up to cons and stuff and going, what is this? I don't understand this. And so we had to change it. So that's freaking.
Gotcha. Okay. Folks,
anyway, World of Air. So this is our. You can get this through our Patreon. It's free access as it is right here. The Patreon opens up extra stuff, obviously. Yada yada yada. There's the.
Absolutely.
It's basically Patreon.com Troll Games. That's all it is.
Yeah, folks.
Did I give you a link tree?
No, I haven't got that yet. No.
I didn't know if I gave you that or not. Did I give you that?
No. Please feel free to drop that in chat.
What is wrong with me? I gave it to somebody. Oh, that was Dead Aussie. He sent me a message this morning, actually. Y'all must have discussed things yesterday.
I mentioned you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll drop this in the chat. That's our link tree, so you can find all of our stuff. But anyway, the Patreon link's in there.
There we go.
So if you go down through here, I'm going to go and show you the World of Arid.
Mm-hmm.
Like this. Now, as you can see, this is World Animals, so you've got markers.
Here we go. Yep.
There we go. Now we can get into some goodness right here.
All the goodies.
So the Bracking Post is, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to remember, isn't that off the Green Sea here? Uh-huh. What did it say in the thing? Some of these guys, and thanks, Grindelwolf. Yeah, I know, Techromancy. That's true. So we'll go here first. I think this is where it's at. I may be wrong. It may be over here further, but we'll see.
The Green Sea.
Isn't that going to... Maybe we don't. Oh, you know what? I don't think we have that ready yet because of the fact that it's being developed. Yeah, so we'll go here instead. This may be better. So this is the cradle of the world. This is the center part.
Okay.
And you can break it down to different areas.
Okay, yeah, here we go.
And we've got all this stuff. I mean, this is and there's just so much stuff here. It's just unreal. I mean, there's a lot of lore here. It's really cool stuff too. Because you've got all these. So what's interesting about the current world is where Unclar fell. You've got all these old minions of his that aren't necessarily wanting to join with Coburg, but they're wanting to do their own thing. Like for example, the Cernaruk, which is a group of assassins that's been around for over 1,000 years. They're still they're still operating, So now they've become very much self-motivated. They're not serving the Dark Master no longer.
Okay.
You've got them running around. They're doing all these machinations behind the scene with countries and stuff, trying to take over and assassinate people. So it's a real embedded group of people that are all over, civilization here.
Yeah,
so you've got some weird guilds and organizations that still are just kind of running loose. But as you can see,
that length of time as well, they're going to be dug deep.
Oh yeah, sure, man, sure. So that just gives you an example right there. I don't think this is the Bracking Coast though. I was looking to see what did it say on the Kickstarter about that actually. I'm looking to see real quick because I don't remember.
Searching.
Yeah, I don't remember where it was at now. Where's the Kickstarter? We've lost the Kickstarter, folks. There it is. What did he say about the Bracking Coast? Because that's an area that I've not actually ran games in. Okay. Oh, Bracking Coast setting expansion print. Yeah, so that's the new one. Steve's building it.
Okay.
So that's why we don't have the expansion for that yet. But now I'm just curious where the Bracken Coast is. I wonder if I went in here and I went back to, how do you spell that actually?
Barachian. So Brarchian.
Let's see what comes up. Did I spell it right? Brachaian.
Yep,
Correct.
sounds it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so we don't have
work in
nothing
progress.
to
Work in
about it.
progress.
Well, that's just great. At least you saw the map and how everything works.
Yeah.
But I'm not real sure where the Bracken Coast is. I'm looking on here to see. There's New Enoch. Now, the Enochian Empire was basically what settled the world for, gosh, man, a long time.
There's Alfstrug. Okay.
Yeah, you see all that on there, Alfstrug and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Alfstrug's where the Horn God ruled from.
Mm-hmm. That's where the ruined tower is, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it was over here, but now I'm developing content for us. If I go back out to the main map, all of my stuff, well, most of it is taking place down here in Inclinate, which is a Mesoamerican kind of area.
Okay.
It had been taken over by the Enochian Empire. Think of like Spain, right, in the 1600s.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, they retreated and left when their empire fell.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got a mixture of old Enochian blood still there, merchants and such. They're still trying to maintain their power base and money. Okay. And then you've got the Inclu, which was one of the native races there that kind of got uplifted. And they've kind of held on to the newer gods and the newer technology. And then you got the Nade, which went completely back to being tribal, completely. So you've got these three factions kind of wandering around there, and then you've got old ruins that have been there forever. You've got the Enochian stuff that got retreated. So there's old like forts from the armies and the old home settlements that got abandoned. Mm-hmm. So you've got all that, and then in the middle of it, I've added dinosaurs. So it's good. It's very good.
Excellent. So
well, there's some hidden valleys and such. I'm influenced a lot by like Edgar Rice Burroughs and people like that. So
nice. So all you aspiring druids, that's where you're going to head out to get all your wild shapes.
That's oh my goodness, I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, I had a girl in one of my campaigns one time that she made sure that when they went to major cities, like we were doing Forgotten Realms at the time, and they would go like say Waterdeep.
Yep.
She went to the zoo every time. Always to the zoo. Any large city, I'm going to the zoo. I'm like, really? But it was fun though. At first I was like, well, I don't want to have her get overpowered on this stuff. But then I realized she was picking animal shapes that made no sense half the time. So it was a lot of fun.
Okay. Excellent.
Anyway.
Excellent.
There
you go.
Anyway, so that's the World of Arid. Yeah,
thanks for sharing.
Coast, I could have sworn it was down in here, but I may be wrong. It may be over this way. Is there nobody, one of you guys from southeast section of the Cradle? Thank you so much. There we go. Grindle had that. I just now saw that. So let's go to the Cradle real quick and see if it shows. Southeast, you said? All right, I'm gonna hit right here and just see what happens when it pops in. Let's see if it brings us up. We were just over here, weren't we? I think I actually had the right place.
Spot. Yeah,
here it is.
Yeah.
Right there it is. Yeah, Bracken.
There we go.
Bracken. So there's something being worked on right here.
There you go.
More info. Look at that. It's coming.
There you go, folks. If you want your chance to have a troll around in here and have a look at everything that's happening, then head on over to that Patreon.
Yeah, the Patreon's great. I think this is just the free part of it because I don't think I'm even logged in.
That's
so
right.
This is what
that's Barakia. I see Barakia.
Yep, there it is. There's the Bracken Coast. So he's doing a whole environs in the Kickstarter about this area right here.
Wow.
Which is really good because New Enoch is basically there is so much stuff over here that was left over from Munklar. Mm-hmm. In fact, Blacktooth Ridge is where you start off at in the adventure path. A0 starts you in Blacktooth Ridge. Yeah.
Nice.
Now I actually ran some guys through some stuff here not too long ago. Now that I remember, that was a different series. It was an M series, a little higher level.
Okay.
But they actually were going up through these mountains right here and into a big swampland. It was really cool. This is a great little map right here. I really do.
Beautiful.
The Blighted
Beautiful.
Street. Yeah.
Grendolf, don't worry. I think it's Jay. A good friend, Lord Gusumba, that says that you're not a good DM if you're not stealing stuff.
That's right.
It was Jay that said that. I think it was Jay that said that.
I think it was Jay that said that. You're right. Anyway, so that's the Bracken Coast we're developing for that. What else was on the? Let's see. I'll just bring that up real quick, or at least you can. What was the next? cheer on that.
Can you?
So we had Environs and Offstrag. That's going to be really
yep.
great.
And
that's going to be great because that's going to talk about all of that up in here.
Mm-hmm.
The blighted screeg and the wasting and all this giant swamp up here and all this stuff, and of course the tower.
I was going to say, it looks like a big fenlands there. Yeah.
Yeah, and that picture you showed earlier, you were asking me about the village.
Yes.
Was from there that had the river. That's that river right there.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah. Really cool.
It must be. The homebrew world is not something I've delved into yet. The closest we've had on the channel here is my birthday last month. These fine people over here in chat helped me create a domain of dread based on the Japanese influences and all the yokai spirits and things that we have here for our Barovia and Beyond group to be traveling into. So I haven't actually plunged into the full world building thing, but I mean,
not to influence you,
yes.
Not to influence you, but let me show you something which you might like. One of the things our company does that I absolutely love and I use is we have actually let me. I'm wearing my house clothes, so just bear with me. I'm not dressed up or anything. But,
it's okay. They can't see us at the moment. It's just only the map.
Oh, that's good then. They won't see my robe with my smoking pipe. So a couple things that you can do if you want to get into world building.
We're getting all the sneak peeks here, folks. All the sneak peeks.
Well, these books right here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to see? I will.
If you stop sharing, and then we can jump back over there. Yeah,
because you might find this really interesting yourself. If I can again figure out how this works.
I think it's just a stop sharing button.
Yeah, it's went back to the small window again. This is ridiculous. I'm double clicking.
The Hugh Hefner of Troll Lords.
Do what?
You're the Hugh Hefner of Troll Lords, apparently.
Oh, evidently. Well, they like to do all kinds of weird. Oh, I see now. They like to do all kinds of weird.
I think that was your Roban pipe description that brought that on.
Was that what it was?
I assume so.
Now, what in the world? I'm trying to figure out.
I can probably do it for you, actually.
Well, I'm just trying to get my window back the way it was. I don't know why it's not. I thought double clicking would do that, but all it's doing is switching our camera stuff. So why is it not? See. I'm just gonna close that window.
Boop. There we go.
Oh, I'm not gonna close it. I'm not gonna. There you go. Thank you so much. I don't know why it wouldn't know. Oh, you changed the settings, didn't you? Smart.
There you go.
So, one things I use is I use this right here. This is our Gods and Legends, and it has deities in it, as you can see.
Oh yeah, nice.
It's got just to read a few off: the gods of Erd, our world. It's got dwarf deities, elven deities, halfling, gnome, humanoid, bugbear, gnoll, goblin, lizard man. You can go on down the list. It's got them all. Then it's got Celtic, Greek, Egyptian, Germanic, Norse, Slavic. So you've got deities in this book here. This was kind of like the old deities and demigods that we made. I really love this book. I love this book.
It's beautiful.
And it's not like you can see, it's not very thick. It's not a heavy one. Now we do have, like in our Codex of Erd that I showed earlier.
Yep.
It has a much bigger breakdown of the Eridian gods.
Okay.
Like tons of them. But this is an overview, so you're not like bored. Now, along with that, I use these books. Like this is our Mythos series. This one's about Codex Egyptian. So in here, I can get all I want to know about setting up an Egyptian-themed world or an area.
Awesome.
Oh, pre-dynastic Egypt, the mythic history. It goes through time levels. I mean, it's insane the different time settings on this.
Amazing.
And it gives you classes, it gives you weapons, it gives you creatures, just different stuff.
All the flavor of it. Yeah, my offline game in Eberron is actually over in Sir Karn, like over towards where the Kalish Star and everyone are based, and the whole stuff going on there. But we're borrowing from Cobalt Press, and they're actually in the city of Cats. You know, their whole.
Okay, yeah. I love Cobalt Press. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I know one of my players would love that book. So I'm definitely got a
we've got
present from them.
We've got Germania. We've got the Caterum, which is Celtic. We've got Slavic. We're getting ready. The reason why I thought of this was we're getting ready to come out with our Sonorium, which is going to be the start of our Asian series. Okay. We've got one for Korea, Japan, and China coming out.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm excited because all these new weapons and stuff. I love running other. When I was growing up, we took the deities and demigods, and we just picked a place on the map, and we just we're going to put the Egyptians over here. We're going to put the Sumerians over here. And that's kind of how we did our first world, you know.
Right.
So, I totally get it. Yeah.
Let's bring the Kickstarter page up here again.
Let's do
that. So that was the huge area down there on the coast. Lots of fascinating locations and things to read all about in that Barakian coast expansion there. That's awesome. And then you've got all the Austrag stuff as well, which is the whole area around the old ruined tower.
That's right. And then
this
right here.
This one. There you go. That's right. Found it.
No, I don't know where that's at actually.
So much stuff, folks. If you are interested by any of this, anything that you're hearing here, definitely head on over to the Kickstarter and give that a backing there, and you can have all of this lore and stuff at your fingertips.
That's right.
There's the link over there in chat again. So yeah, and I'm still looking at these beautiful maps here as well. I saw that our friend Dragon was saying he wanted to grab the maps there. Like, even that map pack, everyone, like, just do not underestimate the usefulness and the flexibility of having a group of maps and a library of maps that you can just pull on, just like access quickly.
Well, and the thing about it is, if you don't want to have numbers, you want to use the player maps, or you want to use them with nothing, completely blank, you can use them for dungeons or whatever you want to do.
Right.
And the maps are not all dungeon. This covers overland, it covers caves. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in there. So there's a lot of useful stuff for sure.
Nice.
I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna make sure I get them because I use them, in my games. You know as well as I do, when you're running a game online, particularly, you got to have good tokens, good maps, And we've been real blessed. We've got a guy that works for us that makes wonderful looking tokens. I love those things.
Great.
Well, because especially for our VTT stuff here, you got to have them. And of course, a lot of people like to use them for whatever reason. I run
NPCs and things. Yeah.
Yeah, at my house right here, I run Fancy Grounds on my screen up here, but we don't actually use the mechanics. We just use it to display the maps and the tokens. It's a great tool, Right. So I like VTTs for that. Yeah, and then I can roll my own dice and whatever,
Yeah.
Oh, awesome, Thamer. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Thamer. Yeah, apparently back to the next level. So let's see what we're talking about here. Thank you, Thamer.
And that tier right there, I was going to mention something. That Monsters and Treasure 5th edition.
Yes.
I was trying to find a copy of it here. Shamefully, I cannot. But
yeah, folks,
just so you know, which one was that one for?
That was the 65. Yeah.
I mean, it was Monsters and Treasures of Air.
Monsters and Treasure of Air. Yes.
That's where I wanted to try to make sure I had the right one because let's see.
So this is where I'm lacking, guys. We have folks like Chuck here and Jay over at Locus Umbra. I don't have the creaking bookshelves. I need to get working on this.
Yeah. Now this right here, Monsters and Treasures of Air. This is a leather copy. I can't find my normal store-bought copy. Well, I wish you could see the cover. Cover's amazing. But anyway, so it's basically just a monster book filled with new monsters, nothing from regular 5e. This is all our stuff from Air. Now the 5e version is completely colorized. This is an older printing, so it's black and white art. Because man, color art is so expensive. But if you want new monsters for your campaign, or you just like to read monster books like I do, I have tons of monster books, then you can get stuff like the Joel Knock, which is a large boar-like beast with hooves and a snout. That thing sounds funny, right? Sounds hilarious. It gets one gore attack, one bite attack, and a headbutt. It moves 40 feet and around. Cute, right? So I'm just saying, there's some cool stuff in here. The artwork's really nice. Now it's, like I said, a lot of it's going to be black and white, I think, but all the monsters are going to be colored.
That's beautiful.
So, yeah, it's a great book.
There's so much inspiration from reading monster lore and stuff as well. Like, I mean, I think it's very telling that one of the biggest complaints people had about the new updated Monsters of the Multiverse things from Wizards is how much of the lore was cut. I know. That goes to show, right?
Well, and that's the thing about this. Like, even in our regular Monsters and Treasures, which is for CNC, and it's a lot bigger because you've got the traditional monsters in there as well. It's a beast of a book. I love it, but it's actually our next printing will be a little smaller because we got like 70 some fairies in here. It's out of control. I told Steve we need to just do like a supplement book and not have because if we keep going, you won't be able to open it. It'll be anyway.
I think my Wild Beyond the Witchlight campaign needs all those fairies. Hang on, I need to dive into that.
Well, there's a ton in there, man. I mean, there's a ton. But anyway, we have lore around our monsters, but particularly in that book on the Kickstarter, when you go in here and read like this Like if I'm gonna pick just a random monster here. Let's see, not a demon or something. Let's do a dragon. All right, we're gonna do this thing here is called a curlet dragon. That's a picture of it right there.
And I need to bring over. Sorry, the screen here is kind of cropped. So let me go back to the full screen. There you go, folks. Ooh, nice.
Now, that's not the color. That's another color picture, but it shows you. So this thing right here, but when you start, it's called the bone dragon, right? But when you start reading about it, it will start talking to you about what areas of area it's in and what it does, and about there's always lore built into all this stuff.
Right.
So
Yeah, I've had several like mini arcs within campaigns or like one shots and things based entirely off just the lore that came with the monster.
Cavern Hound right here. There's a section right here. So this hound has got 2 claw attacks and a bite attack. He has pack tactics. He's got scent. He's got sonar. He can trip, and he can tunnel underground. Nasty looking little weird beast, right? In Aird, the goblins bred the cavern hounds in their deep tunnels long before the goblin dwarf wars. They used the beast for a variety of purposes, as beasts of burden, and it goes on and on. We've got 3 paragraphs of knowledge here just for that one monster.
Perfect.
So it's
so good.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
So if you're running games, or if you just enjoy pouring through monster books, those kind of things are just
that's one of my favorite things to do, man. Is get out. I'll buy monster books all the time from everybody and just dig through them, and because you can find some cool. I backed a Kickstarter not too long ago that was Latin America monsters.
Oh wow!
Oh, it's cool, really cool. And I backed one for the Philippines too. I got to get that actually.
Was that the Hit Point Press one? I know I
believe it was
after Humblewood, right? They did Cena
right.
Luna.
Killer stuff,
Yeah.
Who doesn't want a new Chupacabra? Come on.
I mean, like one of the best parts of that homebrewing stream that we did for the Japanese Domain of Dread was just like looking through the different yokai and all the different things that were available and how they
absolutely.
There's an amazing everyone check it out. There's an amazing site called yokai.com. And the guy who runs that has given us permission to use the art in our campaign when we get to that part of it. So we're very excited, and I know if Bolly's still kicking around, they said they lost a couple of hours to that website because it's searchable as well. So if you want something that's just like forest based, or something that's like bathroom based, or anything, just like you put in these keywords and it brings up this random Japanese yokai that can just bring these amazing things.
Well, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
We're going off track.
There we go.
So is this all stuff he's created, or has he done this off of factual Japanese lore?
The yokai are existing yokai, but the art is his.
Right. So that's very interesting.
Yeah, it's beautiful because they have so much cool stuff.
Well, I have an idea. Mm-hmm. So we've got these mythos books, right?
Yes.
Like I was showing you earlier. So like you take the Celtic Terran. This is our second printing of it. It's a much bigger book. This one's got some good stuff in it, man. It's all about the Celtic universe, about the Tree of Life and everything. It's just really, really good stuff. But so I'm thinking about this. We're getting ready to come out with this, like say the Japanese, Chinese, and Korean book, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what would be really cool is to do a special monster book just on that mythos. Just on that mythos. It would just be a small one, cheaper. But yet you have all the monsters statted out, color art, like his maybe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Steve about that. That's a really good idea, I think. That's one thing we lack, I think, is you can never have enough monsters, Yeah,
he was very responsive, so if you give him a shout, his contact details are on the homepage there.
I sure will. Thank you so much. That's awesome.
I hope something comes of it. That'd be amazing if that just got hooked up here.
Wouldn't it be cool? I made that happen,
Instigator. Okay, so hang on, jumping back. We were looking at this level that Famio pledged at. Thank you, Famio. And we have, what do we have? We have the Undying War, digital and print, the map packs as well, that Barakian Coast supplement, the all of the good stuff there. That's in print as well on this level. Nice. That'll be a good book to pour through. All the abstract stuff, and then the area maps as well, digital. And
that's pretty sweet right there. Now, see what's cool about it. Everybody like on our Discord and stuff, be like, "What are you going on about?" You'll get all that. I don't get anything. You think they remember to send me anything? I've worked there for 3 years, and a lot of these books I'm showing you today is because I went by the home office last week and picked them up because I never remember to order anything, so I forget about it. And then everybody gets all this cool Kickstarter stuff, and I get nothing. It sucks. So I told Steve I was going to start backing the Kickstarters just so I could make sure I get it shipped to me. It would be worth it to me, because I didn't get in on the that Starship Warden with Jim Ward, the big spaceship comes in, the generation ship that arrives that it aired.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know about that or not.
I don't know.
Well, Jim Ward wrote Gamma World, Metamorphosis Alpha, all that stuff in the early days. Well, this is his magnus opus right here. Look at this adventure. Dude, it's like a +5 weapon. You can just, and
hey, Dreaded GM, welcome, my friend.
Oh, hey, Dread, how's it going, buddy? I was just over watching him a while ago. Yeah, but this is a crazy, and it had all kinds of stuff in it. It had adventures with it. You know what I got? I got a signed leather books, what I got, which I'm grateful for. But I really wanted all the adventures, and I wanted the monsters and all that stuff.
Yes.
So when I went down there, I picked all that up. I was like, oh, I'm getting my Kickstarter finally,
There we go. Hey, how you doing, Dread, my friend? Welcome in. We were talking about our little game that's coming up on Friday, which is going to be a one-shot, a sneak peek of a little section of this Kickstarter that is coming up from the wonderful people at Troll Lord Games. Everyone, do not forget, you have until the end of the week, Friday night, in the US, Saturday morning over here. We get it feels like we get a little extra time, I'm not sure. It's exactly the same. But yes, end of the week, this is not going to be around forever here, so do jump on in. And as Chet was saying here before, we're going to get some it's a discounted price, right? If you get it on the Kickstarter point of it, then buying later.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it's going to
we usually do a like we're crazy about stuff. I mean, we always let people, if someone comes to us and they want to get a late pledge in, we'll help them out. We usually have our backer kit open for late pledges too. So sure, absolutely. If you miss out or just can't get it this week, just reach out to me. I'll make it happen for you. Whatever. Chuck at Troller Games. It's fine. Or you can just message us on one of our many platforms on there. Where is that? There's a link right there. You can find us there on that link tree above that. But yeah, so we want everybody to have this stuff. Now, I thought somebody asked there about Foundry for support.
Yes,
so let me tell you what's going on.
Foundry.
Yeah, so let me tell you what's going on with Foundry. So right now we have an active Fantasy Grounds program that we've had since 2000, and we were their first rule set on there, 2008, I think.
Oh, wow.
But we redid all that. I think I was telling you last night. I had to go through and just restart everything over. So we've got the C series up through I think C7. I'm going to release it later today. And then we have the Player's Handbook, the Monster and Treasure, the Adventurer's Backpack, which is like a Player's Handbook Part 2. Between those two books, there's like 27 classes. There's a lot of cool stuff in that Adventurer's Backpack. They've got one called an Arcane Thief. It literally steals spells out of the air when they're cast. I could go on about that. It's some cool. There's some cool shit in that book, man. But anyway, so we've got that up there. Roll20's coming along. It's really been hard for numerous reasons. But currently, our current problem is putting tables into Roll20. Very time consuming. Shard BTT, which does 5e for now. We're going to end up having Castles Crusades over there eventually. They do their own stuff. They're doing this. Now Foundry's a different animal. I have a team that's putting together, we're building our CNC stuff over there. Our 5e stuff will come over there eventually. Yes, absolutely. At the very least, our A series and our C series will be on all 4 of those platforms for 5e, and they'll be on all 4 platforms for Castles and Crusades as well. So you can have either one you want, old school feel or the 5e feel, or both, whatever you like. Yeah, it just takes time. That's right. I've been working our Roll20 stuff. We've had a contract with them for over 2 years, and we're just now getting stuff actually made. It's people quit, people disappear. I told you about the one guy.
That's right.
Yeah. You'd be crazy. I could go on. I could do a stream for like 3 hours and just rant, about that. But
Dread's saying here the art is amazing.
Thank you, Dread.
What was the name of this monster again? We just got to one of the beasties.
That right there is an Ungren, one of Unclar's minions. Them things they're nasty fellows. But they are think of them as like a basic minion humanoid. You can get them at lower hit dice all the way up to large
levels. That's nice. I like that.
Yeah, and they have like warlords and all that kind of stuff. It's really cool.
Speaking of works of art, there he is, the man himself, Dreaded GM. Cannot wait to join with him and the fabulous Dead Aussie Gamer and AJ Winters for this fantastic game on Friday. Grendel was asking about the timing for that. It is going to be. we're just hammering out the details here because this has all been put together pretty quickly, and we are going to be playing at. It's going to be pretty early in the States, I'm afraid, but it'll be round about. It'll be first thing in the morning. We do like evening sessions over here, and then morning sessions for people in the States. But we will be kicking things off. No, you know it's true, Dred. You know it's true. We will be kicking things off at around about 5 a.m. Eastern.
Whoa! See, now for you guys that regularly follow us on our stuff, I'm gonna let you know I've opened the doorway to the time travelers. It's finally happened. So you might as well get ready to be getting up early for all these guys. I'm excited though, because there's so much good RPG stuff going on. And don't get me wrong, I love the US, but man, these international guys, just like Phoenix and Dread and Aussie, it's just good, Robert. It's just good stuff, you know. So I'm excited.
Can I? I don't know if should I trademark the phrase here? Phoenix Iwaki taking Troll Lord games into the future.
yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, if I could just get one of you guys to give us some lottery ticket numbers, you know, we'd be set.
It's all in kanji, I'm afraid. Is it? So it's good.
Yeah. Well, I keep asking. I ask all these people, you know, if they've got any kind of hookups.
Yeah, and we'll be playing for a few hours, so you can definitely catch the dramatic finale of the one shot, if not the opening stages. So it will be.
I'll be
there.
there.
A bit of an earlier session. Oh, you're a legend. Thank you.
Because now that would be 5 a.m. Would that? Well, let me think about that.
Eastern. Yeah, 6 p.m.
Is that going to be on Friday, or see? That's the trick to that, because
no, it's just Friday. Yeah, it's just Friday.
So, but would that be our Friday?
Yes. Yeah, Friday morning.
Okay. See, I've learned the hard way. I'm trying to remember.
Trust me, I've been juggling time zones this whole time. Like, at least we're past the dreaded times. So excuse me, Dred. That dreaded time when all the clocks change at different times in different directions.
Get rid of that nonsense. But you know, it's funny. A couple of the guys, several of our guys that are on the Foundry team are Australian and New Zealand.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, getting together to have a meeting, a video meeting. Right. I use World Time Buddy and I can't even get it right. You know, it's just like I just can't. This doesn't work. So
it is an amazing challenge, isn't it? I know.
Yeah. Anyways,
here are add-ons here. So let's look at our add-ons. So we have the Undying War map book, digital and print options for $10 and $20 there. So yeah, that's if you want to grab all of those fantastic, beautiful maps that we saw before. That's definitely one to click on there once you get your pledge in. And we have some stretch rewards here. So
yeah, we try not to go over the top of that stuff, you know, because it gets really unwieldy. You know? True. You've seen some Kickstarters. They'll have like 15,000 tiers. You know, you're going through. It's like Discord or something. You know?
Yes. Like the ones like late. If they're adding tiers because people are just backing so much, that kind of makes sense. I get that. You know, like I know people who like added stuff later on because it was more popular than they imagined. But let's have a look here. You get a lot of mention with Dread, and Dread is the moniker. Yeah, absolutely.
The dreaded Dread.
We were talking, Chuck, before, right? We were talking about the Dreaded Isle. That's all.
That's right. We were talking about the Isle of Dread.
Oh, Isle of Dread.
You know what? Maybe that would be fun. Maybe I should run a one-shot, take Dread through the Isle of Dread.
Definitely. When I heard
all you guys running from dinosaurs, that would be fantastic.
When I heard about the Isle of Dread on Mastering Dungeons on the podcast with Sean Merwin. That was my first thought as well. So yes, here we have. If we reach the funding goal, they already have. Spoilers.
Yeah.
With your help, we'll begin building out the world around the adventure path, bringing you enough material to last multiple games for many, many sessions, such as more beautiful maps like this.
Oh, we got tons of stuff. Yeah.
Even the stretch goals have beautiful maps, folks.
Yeah, do you like that little map right there? We've got one for the science fiction stuff too that I did.
Let's go. Dread is up for the Isle of
right,
Dread.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Absolutely. So yeah, we have all of these different things, options here. The Undying War, funded. We have player maps, Festung Auftrag, Town Guide, 5e Amazing Adventures.
Yeah, and Amazing Adventures, that's our multi-genre line.
Oh, okay.
It's set in pulp, but you can do horror, you can do... in fact, Star Siege, we're getting ready to redo our whole Star Siege thing again. It's going to come out with hopefully, it won't be just a DLC. It's going to have its own bestiary and its own equipment guide, but it's straight up sci-fi is what it is. Based off
awesome.
Siege engine.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, good stuff right there. So in Adventures, Amazing Adventures, you can do World War, Weird War if you want to. You could just do an Outback adventure, you know? And set in the Isle of Dread. Ooh. Anyway.
It's what is Okay, so yeah, we already have several unlocked ones here. So the Undying Wars unlocked, Festung Auftrag unlocked, player-friendly maps unlocked. So we got some new goals there. Amazing Adventures, Ruins of Ends Meet unlocked. Also, the Guide to Villages, Towns and Cities unlocked. Was Cobalt Press biting you on that one?
What's that?
So speaking of guides to villages and towns, I think Cobalt Press are biting you on that one there, mate. They're kickstarting at the moment as well, aren't they?
You know, that's funny. Yeah, it's getting kind of crazy. Like the book that I'm doing, the crafting book, there's been so many of them come out here lately. That's why I try to make sure when we do something like that, it's at least set up for our system. That way, if people don't want it, then they don't have to worry about it, you know, and at least our customers that play CNC or Amazing Adventures or whatever can use it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a popular thing right now, man. It's getting Kickstarter's just been insane the past few years, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just I mean, it's great that the whole space is so lively and there's so much going on, right? Dread again, the art looks, may I say,
I agree, man. I tell you,
so good.
I told my wife I wanted to just plaster our walls in the house with it, but she didn't like that idea too much. In here, in my domain, but that's it. So
there you go. So yeah, the Ebon Staff is unlocked. The Gathering Storm unlocked. Deadly Tide unlocked. Look at all these amazing stretch goals.
Series. That series there is cool because the protagonist in that is a Rakshasa.
Yes.
And them things are not something to mess around with. They will flat out kill you, you know? So.
Yes, my Descent into Avernus crew had an interesting experience with, I guess it's spoilers, maybe? I don't want to, I know some people are still playing Descent into Avernus around these parts, so we'll keep... I ran it in CNC for, I got as far as when they got down... I hopefully this wasn't too spoilerish. Actually, now that you said that, but when they got down to the actual plane itself, yes,
they're running across those machines and stuff.
Yeah,
that's as far as we made it on that. And then those guys ended up dying. I think the whole group.
Oh, wow!
Yeah, they got TPK'd by some sort of demon or something. I can't remember.
There's some dangerous stuff down there.
there is. You know, and we don't. You know, like again, it wasn't 5e, so
right.
You had to be very careful, you know, and they weren't very careful. They were being shenanigans. So one of them got drugged behind by one of those infernal machines. He got killed that way. They drug him. Yeah, there's some nuts stuff going on. Them guys are crazy. But anyway,
that's an interesting module. It's an interesting module.
That talks about it talks about Offstrag and about the 21 levels. It's a half a mile wide, 3,000 feet tall. That is insane.
Right.
And now it says it's abandoned, but now what people need to understand is abandoned means that the horn god Unklar is no longer on his throne. Is it still got stuff in it? Absolutely. Like Coburg, who's trying to bring back the whole empire, you know? And he's just one of the things that's in there. They've got some levels on there that are just like completely forested areas.
Yeah.
They've got some weird stuff in that thing, because that's where he used all these different levels to do torture and to create his armies. And like it's just different, you know. It was a really cool place. So it's very evil.
So there is some good connections. It's similar to Undermountain in similar ways there, eh? Yeah,
in a lot of ways
there's some forest down there, isn't there?
Yeah, you just have to kind of look at it like where Undermountain was this huge dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
This is more of like a huge evil citadel that's the owner has went on vacation or he's gone. And now all the kids are trying to take over.
Party at Alstrag.
Yeah, they're literally going to 9 hells. It should be a big deal. Absolutely, Dread. It should be.
Hells yes, as you say, sir. Sorry to steal your line, mate. So yeah, all this amazing stuff unlocked already, which is incredible. There's the next one, the Bone Pits. Can we reach it? Can we get them? So folks, this is the last week, the last chance that you have. If you are interested by all of the amazing stuff that has been talked about today, then do head on over. Please check out the Kickstarter. Let me drop that in chat again. Boom.
Yeah, now, just so you guys know, that's a perfect example. You notice on that one right there, the Bone Pit comes with a 12 by 18 map of the level. Right? It doesn't say anything about VTT in there, and I'll tell you why. I promise you that map, since it's inside the Offstrag, would probably be, I'm gonna bet you and say, I bet you it's 5 or 6 maps at least to put that map together. It's because it's such a big tower, you know.
Wow.
I was looking at the maps in there, and I told Steve, I was like, "Holy shit!" You know, it's like, how are we going to put this in VTT? Because I don't know what we're going to do. Because this was written in the early 2000s, like Undermountain and stuff.
Right.
And you know how big the Undermountain was. If you took, you take Undermountain maps, and they just did a small. They didn't do the original Undermountain. They did a part of it, and just putting that. I remember when I was running in 5e, I found some really cool maps on Reddit, good old Reddit, and just like level 1, I had to cut that up into like 4 or 5 maps. It was just so big, you know, when you put it into VTT.
Wow.
You know.
Yeah, right. Because I mean, especially it's when you're streaming as well, right? You can't zoom in close enough, and you just get these tiny little.
Yeah, that's the problem with. That's the problem with all that too. Like you said, absolutely. It's just it gets to be a problem, and people don't understand that when we try to convert this stuff to other formats. Man, it's hard. Now, like right here, this is Dungeons of Off-Strike. This is part 3 after A13. So the Kickstarter goes up to here.
Okay.
And there's that beautiful picture again of the dragons.
Yes, love it.
But what did I show you this map in here? Let me show you one of these maps.
This is the one that was on the cover there.
Here's the bone pit. I'm gonna show you the bone pit. Just gonna show you that.
Oh wow.
You see?
Look at that. Yeah.
So can you imagine trying to put that into VTD? And I don't know what the plan is. I don't know. But it's freaking huge,
this
man.
is a strong citadel, my friends.
Oh yeah. There's the Horn God's Acre.
Yeah, those are bigger than the Undermountain maps.
Oh my goodness, this stuff's and it goes on. Gallery of Souls, the Red Fort, the Hall of Chains. Wow. I mean, they got a whole level here is just dedicated to torture. Because Uncle R liked that, you know, he likes torturing. So
bad guy.
Yeah,
goes
but you get all
territory.
kinds of new magical items there too. Like here's the Devil's Whip. Ooh, I didn't know about that. The Devil's Whip is a polearm of sorts. It consists of a long haft, about 8 foot long, split into many thin shards and strands. The strands are whip-like and used as such. The haft is made of a seer devil's long leg bone. It is a +3 weapon. Deals 2d4 points of damage. If struck, a victim must make a Constitution save, or they've seen their own death. If they fail, they become unnerved for 1d6 rounds and suffer a -2 on all attribute checks or combat rolls, including damage.
Wow.
I like that.
That is, I love like new monsters, new magic items. It's just
we love all that stuff, right?
All that GM candy, so good.
It is. They've got that's cool. I hadn't seen that. The Mirrored Devil.
And let me bring us over so we can get the proper view.
Oh yeah.
Go on the full window. Sorry.
Now, this CNC stats, guys. This ain't the 5e version, but just so you can see it there.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, the
wow.
Mirrored Devil. So I don't even know about him.
In a horrific way.
He's got Acidic Bile, Climb. He's got Norman Devil powers. He's got all Devil powers: Poison, Possession, Protection from Evil, blah blah blah.
Acidic Bile and Climb seems like a dangerous combination, from the ceiling.
Yeah, so you can that gives you an idea of what it's going to be like on down the road too. But it's good stuff, man. I tell you, I love it. I absolutely love it.
Fantastic. So, how much of this has been done in CNC already? Like that is that the one? Is that as far as you've got? Because I know it's storyboarded beyond.
Oh yeah, so CNC takes you through. This goes through A17.
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 So, that's
we've still got to finish A18 through A35. He's working on.
Watch the space, folks. Watch this space.
Yeah, but the good point is, it's so long that by the time that they remember that he's working on them, they'll be done, I think. Maybe 20 years. No, I don't know. I mean, Steve's a prolific writer. He's very good at it. He's very good with his time management. I'm trying to learn from him because he gets stuff done, man. He's good at it. He writes, you know. So.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. All right. So there you go, folks. That is all of the incredible stuff that is available. And let's come back up here to the top. Excuse the fast scroll for a second, everybody. Okay, look at that. Yes, we have 653 backers in here already. Thank you to everyone that's already backed just while we've been talking here today.
Much, really.
Wonderful. Thank you for the support again. Yes, if you have not already, thank you, Streamlabs. There is the link for the Kickstarter. We have just until the end of this week. So have a scroll over there, look through all of that beautiful lore, the story stuff that's in there, those beautiful maps and everything. And if you would like to have an adventure through the story of the Undying War here, then please do give that a back. And we are very, very much looking forward to playing through just a little glimpse of
I'm
what's
looking forward to
come.
Friday. Friday's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be here hanging out for sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I mean, we'll figure it out, because I think that would be, I'm excited to see those guys sweat a little bit.
It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. So yes, remember folks, that is going to be this Friday at 5 a.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Japanese time here, or 7 p.m. Australian Eastern time with our friend Dread over there, I believe, or shortly after that, I think, because massive thanks to Dead Aussie Gamer and Dread, who I know are playing themselves in a game with our friend Janet from World Anvil. We were speaking about World Anvil before. Just before that, and they're going to be adventuring from the oceans in the pirate themed. Is that fair to say, Dread?
Mm-hmm.
The pirate themed game that they have going on there. That's do check them out if you're looking for something to. If you just want to pull an all-nighter, head on over to Dead Aussie Gamer's channel before us. Stay up late, seeing who else is online.
That's right. You can watch
all the
me
way
talk
through.
out my head, because I'm telling you what, that time in the morning, there's no telling what I'll see in chat. I'll be like,
The Dread Seas.
The Dread Seas. That's
always
right.
As they say, always be branding. You got it,
Be
you got
what?
it on point, mate. Always be branding. The Dread is
Always.
everywhere. Dread is everywhere. So, that's very 2022, isn't it?
That's the whole. That's the whole point of a good branding program, is to make sure you pick a name. Like, for example, I went with the word "the," but it didn't take off. It wasn't very scary, and people it kind of got lost in the whole branding thing. So Dread's a much better choice than the word "the."
Very evocative.
I'm
Yes.
everywhere. I am everywhere.
Grendolf, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining us as well as everyone else. Thank you so much for jumping in here today. It's been a pleasure to hang out with
Absolutely.
Chuck here. Troll Lord Chuck, thank you so much for joining us and sharing
No, thank you. I appreciate
all
you.
of
It
the
gives me some-
insights, all of the amazing stuff going on over at Troll Lord Games. So everyone, yes, if you have not already, jump in there. Get in on that Kickstarter till the end of this week is when that's running till. But that is where we're going to leave things for today. So please do join us again on the channel this week. We have our regular campaigns coming back, gathering up their inspiration crystals after we took them away for the charity streams. As we
Did you
are
really?
back. Yeah, we're only taking donated
Greater
inspirations.
inspiration, shameful. No.
And
That's awesome.
we are going to be jumping back into all those campaigns, as we are going to be continuing tomorrow with Rhyme with the Frost Maiden, and then on Wednesday evening or Thursday morning, depending where you are in the world, out of the abyss into Barovia and beyond, wild beyond the Witchlight. Grendelwolf, thank you for the subscription, my friend. That's an absolute pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much. And that'll bring us into Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and then on Friday we will be dipping
Yes.
into this fine Kickstarter. Little sneak peeks for you there. Before back on to Saturday, we have our Candlekeep Mysteries crew. So do
What,
not. Okay.
What's going to happen after this Friday, you think? What could we do that would be fun?
What could we do? Any ideas?
What could we do?
Hmm.
Perhaps we should run a campaign in CNC and watch, see how that works out.
I think that would be very nice. Yes. Indeed. Yes. Do keep your eyes peeled, folks, for more stuff coming from Phoenix Iraqi and Troll Lord Games. This is the first thing that we've been doing together here, but I hope it is the first of many, because it has been an absolute pleasure already, Chuck, and we've only just started talking. So these are one of those conversations that, you know, like you say, we distract ourselves because of these ideas shooting off in every direction, but they always lead to fun and interesting things. So I cannot wait to see what comes up in the future. Oh, thank you very much. Gifting to yourself.
What? No, I have no control over that. I have no idea what's happening here. I don't know.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us on. We really appreciate it. And I like the emotes anyway. So it's
Yes,
you know
enjoy
what's the
everybody.
crazy thing about Twitch? We all love the emotes. Like, I hunt down people and follow them just so I can get that cool animated bear or whatever, you know.
I remember we once raided into someone. One of the players in the stream that we raided into says, "I have to get those emotes," and like subbed while they were still playing on their own channel.
Yeah.
It's like, gotta get in there. So thank you for that. Thank you so much. Welcome in, everybody. Enjoy those emotes there. They are very lovely indeed. And we are going to call it a night there, but we will see you all again very, very soon. Any last words there, Chuck?
Nope. I just want to thank everybody for supporting us and for supporting all these hardworking streamers out here like Phoenix here. We're trying to build a better presence to support these smaller streamers. That's one of the things that they hired me for, because we like to network and help people grow their channels, because we love gaming. And we just want to thank everybody for just being great folk, you know, and supporting us and supporting each other. You know, we'll all have good entertainment, good stories. You know, we just have a good time, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
So we will see you all again very soon, my friends. But we are going to head off raiding. Let's see, who is on? I wonder if any of our stream team are on at the moment. Who's up in here? Refresh. I'm going to do a quick refresh there. Oh, yes, our good friends and popular streamer with many of you, I'm sure. Our good friend Mendari is streaming at the moment. So let us raid into there and say hi, hello to our stream team buddy Mendari over there. But for us, that is everything. So, folks, thank you as always, and we'll see you all again very, very soon. Stick around for the raid if you've got them. Let those phoenixes fly. But as we say around these parts, till next time, oyasumi nasai. Bye. Thank you.
See you, everyone.
Trollord Games. Join the fray.